Valerie. How was the trip to DC?
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah?
Yes, just loads of fun.
Did they let you ride shotgun the whole way?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
How's it going, man?
What's going on, brother?
Just living for the dream out here in DC.
You guys brought the oranges.
Yes. Wow.
The prisoner oranges. Watch out now.
That was almost number 2.
Yes, it was.
You better watch out.
Yeah, Valerie did. So Valerie's awesome.
She brought them?
Yeah.
Really?
She brought like all this. She brought enough to like close the army.
That's good. I saw the orange suits when we went up there.
Oh, now, if people
So
want to
you brought the orange for the prisoners over here?
Especially if you don't have a lot of slack. You have a shirt, an orange shirt. Yeah. Okay, but it's not going to show. It doesn't come over it.
Right.
Okay, if you could do that, that would be great. You have black. You can wear orange. Okay. Here, this is actually mine.
Hello?
Hello.
Who's this going to?
Occupy Buffalo.
Occupy Buffalo.
Yes.
You are all amazing. You have infinite potential, and that's why we're going to win this movement, because all things are possible for the simple fact that we exist.
That's what
we started the Occupy movement on the basis that we can change the world, and we already have. We've changed the entire political conversation. We've changed the entire spectrum of conversation in this country, and we're going to keep changing everything. They can't stop this. We're going to win. You just have to keep remembering the positive. I know you're having trifling fights. We're having them too. You're seeing little fights and lover spats going on all over. We just got to remember the movement is bigger than our single fights one-on-one.
We managed to keep it for the most part out of the tents, but there was a pretty significant rat population before we got here.
Yeah.
So
like
actually,
they were just hanging out in the park like the rats were.
Yeah, I'm proposing a solution to our rat problem, which basically is a humane catch and release. We want to catch them, get about 100 of them, and turn them loose in the Capitol Rotunda.
Yeah!
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
He says he's gonna do a catch and release program with the rats here in DC. We're gonna let them down. So is there several occupations in Washington DC?
There
like
is.
Two different sites.
There's Occupy DC, which is McPherson Square, and then this is Occupy Washington DC.
Okay.
Here at Freedom Plaza.
Freedom Plaza.
Yeah, this is Freedom Plaza.
Cool.
So yeah.
Mic check. We are going
to the Guantanamo action.
To the Guantanamo action.
At the White House.
At the White House.
Right now.
Right now.
This is the largest demonstration against detention policy since the war on terrorism began. So I think we find hope, and we also see the work that we still need to do, right? Because we are not big enough yet to bring all of this to a close. But we are big enough to send a clear message to the President, to Congress, to the Department of Justice, to the Supreme Court, to all of these institutions that we'll be visiting today. No to torture.
Yeah, I wasn't holding
Thank you.
I like your Occupy Buffalo.
Thank you. Yep, still going.
Originally Michigan, but I lived in Buffalo for a long time.
All right. Cool. Thank you for the support.
Standing in the while he's gonna keep you out of the rain. We're not stuck. Thank you, Eric. No way.
We're out here to say, close Guantanamo now.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years is 10 too many. 1 minute in that prison without due process, without the rule of law, is 1 minute too many.
Yes. President Obama. Close Guantanamo now. Post
Thank you, Vince Warren from the Center for Constitutional Rights. Our next speaker is Talat Hamdani. She's the mother of Salam Hamdani. And Salam was killed on September 11th. He was an emergency medical technician, and he was killed helping people come out of the World Trade Center. So I'd like to invite you to come forward now.
On this 10th anniversary, it's a disgraceful day for all of the world, and more so for us, the 9/11 family members who lost their loved ones that day. And this injustice has been commenced on the revenge and the name of our loved ones that died that day. And today, as a mother who lost her son on that disastrous day, I request that this Guantanamo Bay and this injustice be shut down. On September 11, 2001, I lost my son Mohammed Salman Hamdani at the World Trade Center. And with him, I lost all my dreams. I was stripped of all my identity and was left with the identity of a Muslim only. My son not only sacrificed, but was unfortunately speculated upon his actions of heroism that maybe he might have been linked with those terrorist attacks, and because of his faith. And the Muslim Americans have become the next threatened race after the Jews on the path of genocide. I speak as a mother who searched for her son for 6 months before being confirmed about his death at the North Tower. I have experienced the agony and pain of searching for him and the hope that one day soon he will be coming home. The detainees at Guantanamo are not my Salman, but they are somebody's Salman. They are somewhere out there, a mother, a father, a child, a brother, a sister is awaiting for their safe return and news about them. And who is detaining them? The United States of America. We say we are not at war with Islam, yet actions do speak louder than words. Instead of repealing the egregious Patriot Act, this Congress has passed the National Defense Authorization Act, making legal and permanent the detention of American citizens indefinitely without any charge. Post 9/11 has seen the erosion of civil liberties, especially of Muslims, who have the same protection under our Constitution as Christians, Jews, Mormons, and people of all other faiths. Guantanamo is a shame, a disgrace for our nation, and we need to set the record straight by leading by example. As a nation, As a nation, we have lost all moral standing in the world. Abu Ghraib, Fallujah, and Guantanamo testify how much we respect human rights and our own American core values of liberty and justice for all. Between the Patriot Act and the Guantanamo Bay, there are no boundaries of justice and fairness that we, as a supposedly law-abiding nation, have not violated. After 9/11, we embarked on a path of revenge and vendetta. A decade of wars and destruction has proven that this was the wrong cause. It is time we change course and give humanity a chance to redeem itself. We need to close Guantanamo, repeal the Patriot Act, and restore the rule of law and safeguard the civil liberties of all Americans, especially American Muslims, Arab Americans, South Asian Americans, and Pakistani Americans.
As I said, I joined the military and spent 25 years defending the Constitution because I believed in the Constitution. If you remember, in the Star-Spangled Banner, it says we're the land of the free and the home of the brave. But since 9/11, we've been the constrained and the cowardly. We need to restore American values. As a military member, in 1991, during the first Gulf War, the Iraqis surrendered by the tens of thousands rather than fight because of our reputation, which is not to say we've been perfect, but we had a reputation for maintaining the high standard of humane treatment. I question today, 20 years later, whether those same Iraqi troops would put their guns down if they thought they were going to be tortured and sexually humiliated and detained indefinitely. Guantanamo's become a symbol that's contrary to American values. For 200 years, our strength was the rule of law. For the past decade, we've turned our back on the law. Guantanamo was thought to be a site that was outside the reach of the law. Unfortunately, President Obama said all the right things. Remember George Bush said, "Read my lips"? I read President Obama's lips, and he promised he was going to close Guantanamo. Congress, it's an election year, and it seems that you can't be too dumb or too hateful in this campaign season. So members of Congress have voted to make Guantanamo public. So Congress has failed us, the President has failed us. It's up to the people to demand that our government do the right thing and restore American values, and we begin that by closing Guantanamo.
That was Colonel Morris.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So, thank you all for coming. The U.S. military is out there today trying to tell the world that everything is okay at Guantanamo, that the world does not need to bother. It doesn't need to worry about what's happening in Guantanamo, that it's a normal state-of-the-art facility. So all of us have gathered here today, and in many cities the world over, to answer with a resounding no, to remind the President, to remind Congress, to remind the military that Guantanamo is every bit as unacceptable today as it was a decade ago when it was open. And I want to share with you what my clients at Guantanamo said when they heard that we would assemble in Washington on this anniversary. They want to thank each and every one of you for standing here in solidarity with them and with their families. And they also want you all to know that on this day, they too, at Guantanamo, are staging a peaceful protest of their own. That as we stand here today, every single cell block at Guantanamo is engaging in a peaceful sit-in with banners and signs. The prisoners are refusing to return to their cell blocks. They are refusing food as part of a 3-day hunger strike. And they wanted to do this in solidarity with all of you here today, and to send the message to the world, a clear message, that to the men at Guantanamo, as for us here today, Guantanamo remains unacceptable. Now, it's also very important for all of us to remember that Guantanamo is unfortunately no longer just a single detention site. Guantanamo has now become an idea. It has become an ideology that every single one of us must resist wherever we find it. We must remember every Guantanamo-like dimension of this never-ending war on terror. We cannot forget Guantanamo's less known and larger evil twin in Afghanistan, the U.S. military prison at Bagram Air Base, where hundreds of men, like my client Amin al-Bakri, have been held for nearly a decade without fair process. We cannot forget the Muslim majority communications management units in federal prisons in the United States. We cannot forget the cruel special administrative measures, which are harsh conditions imposed mostly on Muslim pretrial detainees and convicts in federal terrorism trials across the United States. We must not forget the predatory prosecutions and investigations that the FBI and local agencies like the NYPD use to target Muslim communities across the United States. And we certainly should not forget the National Defense Authorization Act that President Obama signed into law on New Year's Eve, that entrenches Guantanamo's legacy in the American way of life, and that furthers the militarization of our justice system. So, we're all here to remind the powerful that we see what's happening across the board, that they aren't the only ones with a bird's eye view, and that we're not dupes. We know what they are doing, and we will not stand by silently as our government destroys people's lives in our names. And to remind them also that we will remember the promises that our elected representatives forgot. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramsey.
Justice, you say now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! When I say human rights, you say now! Human rights! 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 Now! Now turn to someone next to you and say, scream louder! Scream louder! Someone next to you say, scream louder! Scream louder! Justice, you say now! Justice! 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 Guantanamo has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Guantanamo has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Guantanamo has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Guantanamo has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Guantanamo will be happening! Will be happening! Right now! Right now! Close Guantanamo! Close Guantanamo!
We all do this together. Really, we do it all the time.
It's just I never get to see it. Peace and love.
Occupy Buffalo! Yes.
I'm a psychologist.
Can you psychoanalyze what's going on in this country?
No, we're doing social interaction. We're trying to figure out why the whole country's damaged. And it is. Seriously.
Fix it before it's too late.
Nothing to do with psychoanalysis. It has to do with mental health.
Yes.
Proactive, not reactive.
How's it going?
Pretty wild. Yeah, it's a busy day.
Yeah. This camp's amazing.
I went away for a few days.
I'm impressed. We can get some hints about how to make it better down in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay around here for a couple of days to take a bus back.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, this is just too cool. Like, it's like walking through a history book.
I agree.
DC, what'd you like?
I'd say the speeches and the detainees march action that happened in front of the White House. I've never actually been in front of the White House in my life, and seeing and witnessing both of those, as well as just the whole energy of the crowd, was just fantastic.
That's got to be cool, man.
Exceeded my expectations, and this is a wonderful occupation.
This is what democracy looks like.
Definitely.
This is what democracy looks like.